you like me to introduce you?
Oh, it's okay.
To reintroduce you. Come all the way from Greece.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
You are the select few, and we are very grateful that you are here, and hopefully the other select people will arrive. These wonderful people have come all the way from Greece and Germany.
From Germany.
To
Not so
offer
far.
sessions this weekend. This is Vasilis, who is the director of Deta Elis, Bioresonance company that we'll be talking about, and his wife Agni here,
Hello.
and wonderful Aliki, who speaks amazing combination of different languages, so if you don't understand anything, you can ask. And Tassos, who is amazing technical
With a
guy.
magician.
And
Tassos is a magician.
And we have a little
I love
translator.
those who come on in.
Yeah,
So so I'm going to hand over to Vasilis, and he's going to just
Say some stories.
Judith, welcome. Hello.
Hi, Regis.
Rachel, welcome. Just come and sit wherever you want to sit. Thank you.
Okay, so I met Deta Elis like 11 years ago, and normally we turn to alternative methods when normal medicine can't cure us, right? So when we have a problem, and the problem becomes chronic, and then we take a lot of medical, a lot of pills and stuff like that, but nothing happens, then of course we have to look for something different, right? Because what is the definition of paranoia? To keep on doing the same thing and expect different results, right? So 11 years ago, I had actually because I had allergic asthma for like 30 years, from 20 years old. And when I developed this allergic asthma, of course, I turned to a doctor, okay? To a pulmonologist, how you call it? Pulmonologist?
For the
For the lungs? What is it? Pulmonologist. Okay, so the poor guy was just interested to give me some inhalers. And then he told me, oh, come on, why don't care about this? Maybe the dust that affects you, maybe a flower, whatever. What are we going to do now? We're going to search for all those things. Just take your inhaler, take your cortisone, and you'll be fine. So I took the inhalers, I took the cortisone, and I was fine, actually, because I became from 75 kilos up to 120. And of course, the problem was not going away, because this is treating the symptom and not the cause of the disease. So that's why actually I turned to Deta Elis when Deta Elis arrived in Europe like 11 years ago. And we have to say at this point that myself, I found great help from this company, not only for my chronic disease, but also because through speaking to people all over the world about this, actually we had a lot of people trying this amazing technology and getting very good results for their health. So actually after that, I attended all courses, like 4 different courses. We traveled a lot of times in Moscow, and we had professors teaching us about this kind of thing, like they teach you now on naturopathy. So they taught us a lot of times in different sessions, all this kind of stuff. So I've been through all this training. So that's why I'm going to tell you some, I think, interesting things tonight. And one thing that I have to say is that actually our technology is 30 from 1983. It's like 40 years old actually. And this is amazing because you see that the production facility actually started in 1993, like 30 years ago, but already it was 10 years before that the inventors of this technology were dealing with researching, making the research. So they started actually the production facility like 31 years ago, 1993, and you see all the development. Yeah, of course, we came here 2018, but it's more because 2020 we have new devices, 2022 we have new devices, but still there's not a picture portray that anyway. So, what do we do here? We just shift sciences. We go from medicine, we go from chemistry to physics. And as Tesla has said, if you want to discover the secrets of the universe, then think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And actually, Tesla was the prophet of his time. And for instance, Julius Verne was a prophet. When he wrote 20,000 leagues under the sea, he was talking about a submarine. There were no submarines at this time, okay? But then submarines appeared. So a lot of times we have some great minds that actually can foresee the future, and that's what happened actually with Tesla. Because when we look at the medicine today, we see all kinds of medical appliances that rely on physics, not on chemistry. And actually, why we are different? We are different because we don't just try to treat the symptom. We like to give complete cure to the disease by aiming to find out what is the cause of the disease. So we are etiologically oriented. Okay? We are holistic. We don't see a human person as different parts of, let's say, bones, muscles, organs, stuff like that. We see everyone as a whole, because actually we are a whole. Body, mind, and spirit. Now, when you go to a conventional doctor, does he or she see us as a whole? No. No. You go to a pulmonologist, and he gives you some inhalers, and he doesn't tell you that these kind of inhalers could create arrhythmia to your heart. If you have, because of the inhalers, arrhythmia to your heart, then he tells you, okay, go to a heart specialist. So you see how it works. You don't have everything all together. It's like things are broken. But now, we aim to do things differently, we're holistic. And also, we aim to do things without having any side effects, which is very important, because if you take a pill, and then if you open the box of medicine, okay, then for, let's say, 10 indications, you have to read for like 50 side effects. So, you just open the little box, you take out the paper, and then one part of the paper is the indications, and 4 parts of the paper are side effects. Is this okay? Is this okay? What do you think? Is this okay? It's very good business. Actually, they want you to be a zombie. What do I mean by the word zombie? They want you to be alive. They don't want you to be dead, because if you are dead, you are not of use to them. But actually, they want you to be sick. Because by being sick and living also for a long time, they patient. Okay, this is the mentality. So they don't like it that there are some, let's say, new methods or alternative methods that aim to relieve the poor person from his disease, okay, and cure, and provide actual cure, not just treating the symptoms. Okay. So, yeah, okay, we talked about that. Actually, it's like a tree. The leaves of the tree and everything is the symptoms, but actually, this is the problem, but actually the cause lies underneath. So we're going to find the cause. And the funny thing is that in modern research, there are a lot of studies that have been done that indicate exactly different kind of causes about all kind of disease, including autoimmune diseases. But people don't know about that. This knowledge, it's kind of hidden. Although we live in the world of information, and it's very easy to find everything there in the internet, if you go to a doctor, no doctor tells you the things that I'm going to tell you as my speech progresses. But it's very easy for anyone to find, because actually I'm a member of PubMed, I'm a subscriber. So PubMed is like the medical library of the United States of America. And there you can find all kinds of clinical studies, clinical trials. Medline, Bookshelf, PubMed. And there, what we have to realize is that the medicine of tomorrow is the clinical studies of today. And in our company, we kept actually close look on all those clinical studies, because there in Russia, there's a special union called the Deta that actually was formed since 1998. So these were more than 500 different general practitioners, doctors, therapists that formed the union and used our technology actually and exchanged ideas on how to treat different kind of things and created protocols on how to treat different kind of things. So when you are using a program in the rhythm device, actually, you have to know that this is not an experiment, actually. This is a protocol that was actually created by a large number of specialists, doctors and therapists, that actually took under consideration not only their own clinical experience, but also the clinical data, the publications. Just to give you an example, someone has a Hashimoto disease. Let's talk about autoimmune diseases, okay? Someone has a Hashimoto disease. So if someone has a Hashimoto disease, let's just give him pills, medicine, this kind of thing. Nobody is interested on finding what is the cause of Hashimoto disease. Okay, we know that autoimmune diseases could be caused because our immune system starts acting fine, okay? It isn't any more balanced. But actually, this is one reason. There's another reason, and in most cases, the cause could be some kind of certain microorganisms that actually are affecting the person that suffers the disease. And these microorganisms actually trigger the disease to be, how do you call it?
Active.
To be active. Okay, so just to give you an example, Hashimoto disease. PubMed ID. This means that there is a certain publication about that, which is actually on PubMed. So every doctor, every GP should know about this. But do they know about that? And if they know about that, do they want to tell us? But we have the obligation on ourselves to find out ourselves, okay? If they don't tell us, let it be us that is going to find out, okay? So, actually, Hashimoto disease could be triggered by rubella, enterovirus, parvovirus, you see, retroviruses. All these kind of microorganisms could trigger Hashimoto disease.
So what's a retrovirus, please?
A retrovirus. Retrovirus is a special kind of virus, actually, that is very common and belongs to the common cold viruses. Actually, this is quite common, retrovirus. So, and also mumps. Now, Crohn's disease. Crohn's disease, we see a lot of people having a lot of Crohn's disease, actually, in our time. And you see, bacteria from diet and environment could cause Crohn's disease and abnormally regulated immune system. But they all talk about this. Nobody talks about that. And according to this PubMed ID, we can see that Candida albicans, Escherichia coli, Listeria, Yersinia, and Helicobacter could all cause Crohn's disease. Candida albicans, actually, we all have Candida albicans in our system. But the point is that in our time, just because we eat a lot of sweets, this candida also starts developing and growing in a rapid pace, okay? But if you go at Delia's house, like we went yesterday, and you eat the Delia sweet, you're going to see that no candida organisms, you're going to go there, because it's all organic. and everything is fine. But otherwise, a lot of people actually are doing that. Escherichia coli, Listeria, Yersinia, Helicobacter, all this could cause Crohn's disease. Now, let's go to something more, let's say, painful for people, more serious. MS, multiple sclerosis. A lot of people have multiple sclerosis. One of my friends had multiple sclerosis, and this guy came to the point to go around with a wheelchair, and that really affected his whole mentality, actually. And this guy actually was so mad because this thing happened to him, because he was used on riding his motorcycle, living an active way of life, and now just to be stuck on a wheelchair, that was driving him crazy. And then when we talked to him and told him about our technology, he came all the way from a town far away from Athens, Greece, and found us. So we had him diagnosed. We're going to see how this happens. And we spotted exactly what was the cause of his disease. And he made some treatment, like 6 months treatment without devices. And after a while, this guy could go back to his normal lifestyle and could also, go out with his motorcycle. These are miracles, okay? And these are real stories. So, multiple sclerosis could be caused by 4 herpes viruses. In our globe, on Earth, there are like 100 species of herpes, but only 8 affect humans. And we have them categorized. Human herpes 1, human herpes 2, up to human herpes 8. So, Epstein-Barr is HH4, cytomegalovirus, HHV6, and HHV7 are some kind of 4 herpes virus types that could trigger multiple sclerosis. And this is not me that I'm saying that. These are clinical studies. This is PubMed ID 24/14/15/14. So anyone can subscribe to PubMed, because the information is open to everyone. So if you can go on the internet and subscribe, then you write down this PubMed ID, you are going to see in front of you the whole publication. And they publish things that are proven. They don't publicize things that are their ideas or their theories. Clinical studies are included in PubMed only if these things that are telling are proved. Okay? So this is very important to know. Again, psoriasis could be caused by HZ herpes zoster. This kind of herpes, also Staphylococcus aureus, PubMed ID. Rheumatoid arthritis is often caused by microorganisms. And they have people with rheumatoid arthritis that are given them, in the beginning they give them cortisone, and then they end up giving them what's called biological factors through needles. And people are suffering. And sometimes people cannot walk because of rheumatoid arthritis. But nobody tells those people that there's clinical studies that say that these kinds of microorganisms could create and could trigger rheumatoid arthritis. And the funny thing with these kind of microorganisms is that these microorganisms are even if you know that they exist in someone's body, it's very difficult to treat because they are very resistant to antibiotics. Okay, Proteus, for instance, is highly resistant to antibiotics. You can almost do nothing about that. Mycoplasma works like a virus. Okay, it's a bacteria actually, but actually behaves like a virus because it does not have a cellular membrane and also lives inside the cell like the viruses do. So it's not easy for an antibiotic to catch it. Epstein-Barr is a virus. Again, it's not easy for an antibiotic to really fight it. And Porphyromonas dimitralis also, it's a very common bacteria that we have it in our oral cavity. So be careful with whom you are kissing. How do I say that? Right?
Yeah.
Be careful who you kiss.
Yeah.
Okay, because who knows what's going to happen? Because this kind of thing could go inside your system and then who knows? So that was so you see. Now let's go to something else. This is really, when I first saw that for the first time, I was really amazed. Do you know that depression could be also caused by pathogens? Leishmania, Lamblia, Trypanosoma. This is transmitted with some insects, some small gnat, it's called gnats, yeah, with gnats. So be careful of gnats. So also, don't swim in some lakes that are polluted, lakes that are not clear, let's say, that are funny, because Lamblia lives there in this kind of lakes. So when you swim into a lake, just make sure you don't swallow any water, because by swallowing water from a lake, maybe Lamblia is going to go into your system. Okay, let's give you some tips. Okay, so this kind of all these are protozoans, by the way. Protozoan is a special kind of microorganism, okay, pathogenic microorganism. All these are protozoans, and this could create depression. So if someone of you feels depression, it's not your fault. It's not you don't have to go to your psycho analyst. You don't worry. Well, okay, might be that sometimes that some these kind of protozoans, but another thing, even not simple depression, but more important things, more, let's say, horrendous things like mental disorders, like even schizophrenia, could be caused to some pathogenic microorganisms like Toxoplasma, Rubella, HCV. And they are transmitted because these kind of things are transmitted from the mother to the child at the time of birth. So when the mother has a cat, and the cat has toxoplasma, and then toxoplasma enters the system of the mother, and the mother gives birth to the child. And at the time of birth, the toxoplasma goes from a mom to the child. At some point of the children's growth, like let's say, when to become like 16, 17, then you could have all kind of mental disorders because of that. Okay. Now, diabetes type 2 could be created by this kind of stuff, because this kind of stuff affect the tail of the pancreas, and the tail of the pancreas produces insulin. You see? Never seen something like that. Eh? This is knowledge that it's rather strange. Nobody told you that before, okay? So, these kind of things, Coxsackie, could create diabetes type 2. It's not only because they say that, oh, you've got diabetes type 2 because you're too old, because your cells have developed resistance to insulin. No, you're not old. Maybe this is not the case. Maybe this is the case. Okay? So someone has to search. And how? And the question is, okay, we can see that there's a new world that actually there are, we have hope to find, let's say, the cause of our disease. But how can we exactly spot what do we have if we have something of those? How can we do that in practice? So actually, we have this machine. It's called the professional machine. How many of you have had a session with the professional machine? Okay. So all of you that had a session, Can you describe this machine to me? What is in there actually? What is in there?
It's diagnostic.
Diagnostic, but what is this? What is included?
Frequency?
Who said that? Frequency, yes, frequencies. Madonna had said one song, Madonna the singer, material girl. Ali, can you sing this for us? Because we are living in a material world. Material
I'm
world.
going to keep it warm,
But-
don't worry.
But actually now, well, of course we are living in a material world, but at the same time, today we are living in a digital world. So this contains digitally stored frequencies. Digitally stored frequencies. Okay, and how does it work? Because everything has its own resonant frequency. And now let's go to quantum physics, let's say. Quantum physics started from this gentleman, the German, Max Planck, in 1800. So what did Max Planck say? Max Planck was dealing with the photon. And he was the one that said that actually photon is not just matter, but at the same time, it's a wave. So Max Planck was the first that talked about the double entity of the things that surround us. Everything has double entity. You're not only matter, but you're actually a wave. That's why we feel things. That's why we have our intuition. That's why we can feel someone and say, whoa, because there's a saying that some people give life to a room when they enter, and some people give life to a room when they go out. Yeah, how is that? Because everything is a wave, so we feel things. Because yes, we are aware. So this gentleman actually created, this is Niels Bohr, and he's also not an Oscar winner, I call that Nobel Prize winner. And also Max Planck won a Nobel Prize. So Niels Bohr actually went further, and he said, along with his colleagues in Copenhagen, in the School of Copenhagen, he said that not only photon has double identity, actually everything that surrounds us has double identity. At the same time, all of us, everything around us, is matter and wave. So, actually, since we have this double entity, and we are also waves, we have our own resonant frequency. It's very simple. So, in the professional, we have all the resonant frequencies of the things that we want to test. Let's say that someone has a multiple sclerosis. And we said before that multiple sclerosis could be caused from 4 types of herpes viruses. Let's say, for instance, cytomegalovirus. Okay, cytomegalovirus, the resonant frequency of cytomegalovirus is stored digitally in the professional machine. So, what does the practitioner do here, or the therapist? Just types down the codes of cytomegalovirus virus, and then the resonant frequency of the cytomegalovirus enters our system, and if we do have the cytomegalovirus inside us, the resonant frequency of this that is sent to our body with the one that already exists in our body resonate. This is a natural phenomenon of resonance. And since we have this resonance, this shows on the meter. So it's like asking the machine, do you have this kind of parasite or this kind of microorganism? Yes or no? So like that, what do you need to know? You just need to have the knowledge of what causes what. If you have the knowledge of what causes what, then you can go and search by inserting all the different things that you have to check on someone's body, and then by having the machine answering back, then you know, okay, this person has got this. So this would be the cause of his disease. So let's treat this kind of stuff, and by treating this kind of stuff, maybe the poor person can get healthy. As simple as that. So what can we check with this professional machine? All kinds of things. Autoimmune processes, allergies, chronic inflammatory processes, acute inflammatory processes. And it's very important to fight inflammation in our system and to know what kind of inflammation we have, on what extent also, because as Time magazine said, because that was on the cover of Time magazine, let's say some years ago, inflammation, the secret killer, the surprising link between inflammation and heart attacks, cancer, Alzheimer, and other diseases. So we have to fight inflammation. So that's why we have to know what kind of inflammation we have in our body. And we check that with a professional machine. Also, all these pathogenic microorganisms that we talked about before, okay? Also, cancer progression in situ. In situ, you know what in situ is? In situ is on the spot, in the beginning, when something starts, okay? In situ, cancer process. Pre-oncologic process. Fibroids, hyperplasias, polyps, cysts. So, there was one lady doctor, she was a gynecologist, that some years ago went to Dr. Giannis, to the one doctor that you know, I think most of you know him, okay? And she actually heard about bioresonance, about Deta Elis, and she wanted to see, because she was a mind that was interested about new things, and she wanted to check. So she knew Dr. Giannis, and then they arranged an appointment in order for Dr. Giannis just to show her around with how this machine works and stuff like that. So he told me, okay, let me just make a quick overview of your whereabouts by using the machine, and just like that, you're going to see how I'm using this machine, so you know if it interests you or not. So by just checking, Dr. Giannis actually found an in situ cancer process on her. And he told her, okay, I don't want to scare you, but you're a doctor also, so it's like a doctor talking to another doctor. So please go tomorrow to the hospital and make some examinations and check this kind of thing. Next day she went to the hospital, and they indeed found an in situ cancer process in So, one day later, she had an operation. Everything was cleaned out of the system, and this lady now is alive and kicking. Not only alive and kicking, but also bought the professional machine, and now she's one of our partners and says her story to everyone. So she's at the same time gynecologist and bioresonance practitioner. If she was, sometimes they say that curiosity killed the cat. In this case, curiosity saved the cat. In this case, this lady actually saved her life because it happened that she was curious on finding new things, and like that, it was like the universe, made this meeting happen. Amazing story. Geomagnetic pollution, heavy metal contamination, ecotoxins, electromagnetic 5Gs, things like that, and all kinds of deficiencies, metal, hormone management, vitamin management, food intolerance, diet, whatever, everything's here. So, going back to myself, when they had me, like 11 years ago, when they had me on the professional machine, they found out that the cause of my allergic asthma actually was some kind of fungi in the lungs. So all I had to do is make a 6-month treatment because fungi are not easy to get them out of your system because they form colonies. They work all together. Okay, so it's not easy to get them out of the system. But this actually happened a lot of years ago, and like that, you are free from your chronic ailment. You don't take no more inhalers, and you are back. And you also lose 20 kilos. So I went back from 120 to 100. I have 20 more to lose. Okay, but it's a process. All right. So besides doing all this kind of diagnostic session, the professional machine does also therapy, electromagnetic therapy, bioresonance therapy, electroacupuncture, quantum light, complex therapy. And the first person that actually founded bioresonance and provided some insight on how to cure bioresonance was Dr. Reif. Dr. Reif was the first who talked about the resonant frequency of everything around us. Because he lived at the time of quantum physics explosion. So he thought that, okay, since everything is at the same, has double entity, and it's at the same time matter and wave, what about the microorganisms? So they're both matter and wave. So maybe we could find their own resonant frequency. And by finding their own resonant frequency, maybe we could find a way through electromagnetic waves to kill them. So that's what he did. He was the one that talked about the resonant frequencies because he invented his famous microscope, I will call it microscope. And he was the first one that showed living microorganisms at this time. And what did he do? He was the first one to actually find the idea that if we send back to the pathogenic microorganism its own resonant frequency on a square waveform, then we could create the phenomenon of resonance, and then this kind of resonance could kill the microorganism. Like we can break a glass when we catch the resonant frequency of the glass. Delia's voice quote, you see? I think it's very easy for you to break a glass, right?
I'm not sure how easy it is.
So next time we're not going to show this video. We can make you live. We can have you live trying to make a glass, right? Okay. So exactly like this, because this is the natural phenomenon of resonance. So what about if in the place of glass we had a pathogenic microorganism? That's how it works. Okay. So let's see how it works in vitro. And this is Lamblia. Let's hope that this is going to work. Okay. Okay, this is Lamblia. This is in vitro, and you see here this pathogenic microorganism Lamblia. So we send its own resonant frequency on a square waveform. It's like hitting them like a hammer. Then you see that they are shaking. This kind of shaking means that we have the phenomenon of resonance and this phenomenon brings a lot of energy to the cellular membrane of the microorganism. And at one point, the membrane of microorganism, the cellular membrane, breaks down like a glass. It's like what the antibiotics do, but without any side effects. But also antibiotics cannot do this in viruses. But we can do this in viruses because we know there's an frequency virus. So this kind of device, because we're talking now about device, the AP device, which is like a pocket device, which is like having a doctor in your pocket. So what does it do? It emits square frequencies. These are the kind of frequencies that actually resonate on the resonant frequency of the pathological microorganisms that we want to get out of the system. And you saw exactly how this device works and what is the this is the know-how that we have. Okay? You see that we can deal with all kinds of stuff. Protozoans, viruses, grippe, flu, fungi, hepatitis A, no herpes, everything. The professional machine can do this also, but we can do that, but the professional machine, only doctors, okay, or therapists have the professional machine. And it's not easy to move it around. But through these devices exactly have these square frequencies and the resonant frequencies of the microorganisms inside them in a digital way. So they emit these kind of frequencies, and we have the results that we saw before. You can create all kinds of automatic programs, because these are the normal programs, okay? But we can pick some of them and create special automatic programs. You see, mode 1, mode 2, mode 3, 4, cleansing automatic, no parasites automatic. And you see, for instance, what's going on in these programs. But we're going to talk more about that tomorrow in a special training, okay? So also we have programs for coronavirus. We have 3 different programs for coronavirus. And one of them is very effective. And also there is an automatic program that's called healthy breathing. And this kind of program has our new program to treat coronavirus. A program that's called without bacterial pneumonia, antivirus gastrointestinal, and without toxins. And we just have to find this program, click the button, and by clicking the button, the program plays all these kind of different sub-programs for 6-7 hours. And every program has the needed time that has to be played, okay? And it stops by itself. You don't interfere, you don't do anything, you just find the program, just open a device, find the program, click the button, the program plays by itself. You can have it in your pocket, you can go to your work, and you can cure yourself. You can wash your dishes, you can milk the cows, you can do whatever, you can cook, you can even, I don't know, play tennis, maybe. But you have to be careful for the ball not to hit the device. Okay. How do we know all these resonant frequencies? There are some special laboratories that are called NMR spectroscopy. Through NMR spectroscopy. NMR is nuclear magnetic resonance. So, we actually cooperate with a special laboratory in China that has special NMR laboratories, and these are able, through this method, to actually detect the resonant frequency of every microorganism. That's why we were actually the first that had the resonant frequency of the first coronavirus, 2019, because actually the Chinese brought it around, so they knew exactly what was it. So it was easy for us to have the resonant frequency of this microorganism. And actually, from all the 1,000 partners of Deta Elis that are all over the world, I would say millions, and believe me, I get a lot of feedback about how the devices work from people all over the world. I know that just of one person that died from coronavirus, the Deta Elis partner, it was just one, out of 100,000. Because we were using these programs, not only these programs, we're using also other stuff that I'm going to show you, okay? So, let's see some results. Treating diabetes type 2. They all say that diabetes type 2 cannot go away. Okay, there is diabetes type 1, you develop this when you're a child, okay? But diabetes type 2, you develop it as you grow older, okay? But how can it be that you can go from 225 to 111? This is not possible. A doctor would say, yes, it is possible. Because if diabetes type 2 is caused by some microorganisms that we saw before. Remember, we talked about some microorganisms that affect the tail of pancreas and actually create a necrosis in the tail of pancreas. So the pancreas cannot produce any more insulin. Remember? So if we know the cause of the disease and we eliminate the thing that is triggering the disease, then of course we can have the blood sugar go from 225 to 111. These are, you see, from the same person. Prostate, prostatitis. Prostatitis could be caused, for instance, by Escherichia coli. So if you know that you have Escherichia coli, chances are that your prostate gland, how you call it, is going to enlarge itself. Okay. Now, from 393, we went down to 281, almost more than 1 centimeter now. Down. Why? Because they found the cause of the disease. It was Escherichia coli. So they had the session in the professional machine. They saw that okay, this would be the cause of the disease. We eliminate the cause without devices, and you see the results. Staphylococcus, before, after. Psoriasis, before, after. Herpes, before, after. Why do we see why do we show this kind of thing? Because when you see something that is on the skin, it's more visible. Okay, so it's getting more interesting for someone. So we have so many cases like that. You can't imagine. Thousands of cases. Because we have thousands of people using our devices, and we have thousands of cases that actually have been cured through this method that I just explained to you. Now, let's go back to autoimmune diseases. We said that one reason of triggering an autoimmune disease could be pathogenic microorganism, but also another reason, and this is well known, could be an unbalanced immune system. So our immune system has to be balanced for optimal effectiveness. The immune system doesn't have to overreact, either to underreact. Everything is in balance. That's why I like this place here, because you all seem very balanced people. Forest Row, it's a very nice site for you to stay here and be balanced. That's why maybe we have to visit you more here. Because our immune system because last night we slept very well. Last night I slept for 9 hours. I had to sleep for 9 hours I think for the last 9 years I didn't sleep for 9 hours. So, and then the morning Agnieszka would say, wake up, we have to make the presentation. Oh, let me sleep. But it was very nice sleep. Okay. Do you want to know exactly how this happens? I think you would like to know. Okay. How our immune system loses its balance? That's an explanation, medical explanation. All it's up to Th1 and Th2 balance. Th1 stands for T helpers 1 lymphocytes. Th2 stands for T helpers 2 lymphocytes. What are they doing, these lymphocyte helpers? Actually, they create cytokines, and cytokines give the signal to the immune system to react. So it's like the brain, Th1 and Th2 is the brain of the whole immune system that gives the orders. Okay. So if the brain is not working, is not functioning normally and balanced, the whole body will act fine. Okay. So this has to be balanced. Th1 creates inflammation, and Th2 actually alerts the immune system in order to fight pathogenic microorganism that enters the organism. Okay, so if you have too much of Th2, you can have cancer. If you have too much of Th1, too much inflammation, that creates autoimmune disease. Immunomodulation, when you have balance between Th1 and Th2. You see, this is one of the reasons that people develop autoimmune disease. The unbalance between Th1 and Th2. Now, is there a clinical study that proves that bioresonance, the technology we talked about, could help our immune system reinvent its balance? Is there a study? What do you think, David? Is there an official clinical study? Official clinical study? I hope so. Yes, yes. PubMed ID. Effect of bioresonance therapy on antioxidant system in lymphocytes in patients with rheumatoid arthritis. So, you can go to PubMed, just pick the results and the conclusion, okay? Conclusion, changes in lymphocyte indicate that bioresonance therapy activates no specific present because it affects the lymphocyte. So, it's rather difficult to explain what it says, okay, but I'm just going to tell you the meaning. The meaning is that bioresonance had a positive effect with people that had rheumatoid arthritis, because through this therapy, the lymphocytes regained their balance. This is what this public study talks about, okay? So, but how can we use bioresonance? What kind of bioresonance? We can use another form of frequencies which are called harmonic frequencies. And this kind of frequencies exist in the reading device. So this device emits frequencies to calibrate our organ, to calibrate our system. So this is the waveform. These are called harmonic frequencies. So how do they work? And you see we have frequencies for everything, okay? For the immune system, to create immunomodulation, for everything. You see, joints, chakra, stress, vegetative regulation, kidneys, cellular respiration, immune protection, all these healthy joints, whatever, okay? All kinds of stuff. So how does it work? We said that everything is at the same time matter and wave. So everything is made of energy, so everything is got its own resonant frequency. There we studied Dr. Paul Schmidt. Dr. Paul Schmidt was a very famous German scientist who created a map, actually, of the organs and the resonant frequency of all of our organs. Dr. Paul Schmidt is very famous. There are many schools that follow him. There are today, especially in Germany, all kinds of therapists that attend these schools. The person is not longer, he's not with us anymore, but his work speaks for him. Okay, so you see, here we have the waveforms of the resonant frequency of every organ in our system, of every organ in our body. For instance, heart resonates on 7.83 Hertz. This is the resonant frequency of the heart. What else does this remind you of? This number, 7.83. Schumann frequency. Schumann frequency. That's why when you ground yourself, for instance, when you go to Brighton, okay? All you have to do is go to Brighton. There is a nice sword over there, okay? And then remove your feet, and then just remove your shoes, yes, and then ground yourself. And this is good for the heart, because our heart resonates in the resonant frequency of the planet Earth. That's why our grandpas and grandfathers, grandmothers, our ancestors knew that from experience. And they were saying that if you have a problem with your heart, just ground yourself. They kept telling us just out of experience. Now we know why. But there is an unfortunate thing that now the Schumann frequencies have gone a little up. Some people say that they went up to 12 hertz. Some saying, okay. And why did this happen? Because we managed to destroy our planet, probably. Okay. So, for instance, cardiac rhythm normalization. You have arrhythmia, have whatever. There's a special program about that. Who emits harmonic frequency of 7.83 hertz. So it's like you ground yourself with this frequency. You don't have to go to ground yourself. Just use the device with a special program. The program plays by itself. So actually you can retain your cardiac normalization. Okay. All kinds of things. Good mood, warm-ups, cold, normal blood sugar, beautiful skin, free breath. And now I'm wearing the program that's called cellular respiration. So already over. So let's play it once more. Cellular respiration. It's a very good program for the lungs. Okay. Cellular respiration. It's a very good, very good. So you see, also we can create all kinds of automatic programs. And so these are the harmonic frequencies. You see the range from 0.1 to 1000 Hz. These are the square frequencies they be. This is good for the body. This is bad for the pathogenic microorganisms. The frequency is similar to resonant frequency of pathological microorganisms from 0.1 to 72 kHz. And what about now if we blend these two kinds of frequencies? If we blend harmonic frequencies with square frequencies, what is the result? The result is this one. These are called floating frequencies. And these frequencies are in the energy device. In the energy device. Okay, so we have harmonic frequencies in there, square frequencies in there. If we blend those two waveforms together, we get the so-called floating frequencies. And in the energy device, we have floating frequencies, which is around 70 kHz. Okay. So, this is the new energy device, because we have a new one. It has 11 programs. And let's talk about the main programs, the energy program and the energy pro, which are the main programs. Now we have a lot of studies that say that a low pulsating electromagnetic field produces one main effect. It stimulates cells. So if we have low frequencies that are pulsating, these frequencies are doing something very special, which is to stimulate the cells. On what level? To stimulate the cell membrane, so the floating frequencies help the cell in maintaining its electrical voltage. So by stimulating the cellular membrane of our cells, actually they help the cell maintain its electrical voltage from -70 to -110 millivolt, which is the acceptable level for health. Because our cellular membrane must work properly in order for the cell to perform its metabolism. What does that mean? What is metabolism? Metabolism is to have all the ions of natrium, Ca, calcium to enter into the cell in order for the cell to produce ATP. ATP is the energy coin of the organism. So, if you don't feel that you have a lot of energy, maybe one of the reasons, there could be two reasons. So if my wife does not have a lot of energy, one reason could be me. I'm giving her a bad time. This is one reason. But the second reason could be that her cells don't produce enough ATP. Because the cellular membrane does not maintain a certain electrical voltage from -7 to -110 millivolt. Because if this voltage is not maintained in the cellular membrane, it goes down to -40 up to -50, there the cell enters the degeneration phase. This is very important. Because if we have a healthy cell, if we have healthy cells, we have a healthy organism. Because we are made up of 50 trillion cells. So we have to take care of our cells in order for the body to be healthy, okay? So you see, so the energy device, so that's why every morning I don't drink coffee at all. I don't drink even tea. I know this is going to be very difficult for you, not, for English people not to have tea. This is a blasphemy, I know. But myself, I don't drink coffee. I don't drink tea. I don't. Of course, I don't drink any this. How you call them? The energy drinks. Energy drinks. Do you know that in Australia, energy drinks were forbidden? Forbidden. They don't sell them anymore. Do you know why? Because they connected energy drinks with heart failure, heart arrest. They connected heart arrest with energy drinks. One energy drink is called hell.
Yes.
This yeah, I know.
I've seen it.
You've seen that. It's called hell. So this the name describes exactly, because by drinking this thing, we are going to go straight to hell. We're going to have a cardiac arrest. So it's not good for anybody to drink this kind of stuff. So myself, when I wake up every morning, I always wear this program, Energy Pro, number 9. This is a new program. Because this is only for 10 minutes. It gives you power in the morning.
How much difference is between this new one and the old one?
The old one is
41
like
minutes?
delivering frequencies that work on a long run, let's say. Like not so turbo. It's like gradual.
Yes.
It's like gradual. It's like a little lower.
Yeah.
This is it's
More
it's
powerful.
more powerful. It's less than 70 kilohertz. This kind of the frequencies in this energy is less than 70 kilohertz, lower. So it's like giving you power on gradually, okay,
Yes.
gradually. But this gives you all at once. So if you myself, I have to have a boost, okay, because I wake up, I have all time of things to do. I work from up in the morning till late at night, so I have to be always available and on the rush. So that's why I have to do this kind of. All kind of athletes use these programs with amazing results. We have in our there are a lot of therapists, a lot of doctors that actually are dealing with athletes and using our technology, and the results that have are amazing. And you know, for an athlete, even if he goes, if an athlete improves his performance by 5%, this 5% could be enough for him to give him the first place, because they're not playing with high differences, okay? So this is amazing with energy. One other thing is that, okay, we have the longevity program, and the longevity program is the one, is a very special program, because this program has all the solfeggio frequencies. I'm going to talk about the solfeggio frequencies after a while, and also it has the power to fight the 5Gs. 5Gs, I don't know if you're aware about 5Gs and what's going on with 5Gs. Do you like, who likes 5Gs?
No, definitely.
No, definitely. It's a good thing that you don't like, because do you know that 4Gs was 2,500 megahertz or 700 megahertz. Now with 5Gs we'll go up to 28 gigahertz. Do you know what this 28 gigahertz means? That means that we are not talking about radio frequencies. We are talking about microwave. Okay, this is a scientific knowledge, okay? You see, a range of radio frequencies and microwave frequencies. So, you see the red line here. The microwave frequencies start from 3 gigahertz. These are still radio frequencies. We work here because low frequencies are good for the health, but high frequencies are bad for the health. It's like electricity. Low electricity is therapeutical. You have a pain in the back, You go to the therapist, perform some low electricity, and you feel better. But high voltage can kill you in a chair, okay? So you see, exactly this is what we have here. You see, 30 gigahertz because 28 gigahertz is now 5G. It's already in the range of microwave, and it's almost super high frequency because it's already super. It's almost extremely high frequency because it's 28. It's like on the edge, in the border. Okay, 28. From 30 gigahertz, you have extremely high frequency. Anyway, you are in the range of microwave. So what they're trying to do is just for money. Okay, you know that it's for money, right? Because with 5G, everything, communications more faster, the industries work better, they produce more because it's 5G. The capitalism is working better. But but is it ethical just for the money to put us on the microwave? Like some people put the food in the microwave. Let me put it another way. Is it okay to have food being put on the microwave and then no? Then why do they put us on the microwave?
Kill us off.
Can you imagine? This is outrageous.
We know that.
Can you know that? Sure.
Yes.
And I see that you're ready to fight.
I try. On my own level, yeah.
So just a way to fight is to use this longevity program because it emits floating frequencies that actually it's like putting a shield all over your body so that the 5G cannot harm you too much. Okay.
Is that a good one for the morning?
Yes,
Or nighttime?
this program lasts for 1 hour and 15 minutes. Anyway, the energy device is always better to wear in the morning.
So can that be added into the existing goal for Vita? It's not on there.
This is on there.
This is
Yeah.
It's on there,
It's on there. Yeah, it's program number 8.
And is it the same as the original one?
Yeah.
So I have the old
If you have the old one, the program exists there.
Yeah.
Because it's not because the first one was energy 8.
Yes.
So the 8th program is longevity. And now we just added those 3 programs.
Yeah.
Energy Pro, Inner Peace, and anti-aging.
But is it the same program?
The same program.
Yeah.
The same program.
Not changed like.
No, it's the
the
same program.
energy program.
No, energy program is not changed.
Yeah.
The energy program remained the same. We
Ah.
just added up 1 program. So,
You added number
so
9.
from 8 programs went up to 11 programs.
Yes.
We didn't damage this program. This program is there, stays there. But also we added Energy Pro. This lasts for 9-10 minutes, but this lasts more. Like for 1 hour.
So can they be added on to the ones that we don't have it? Sorry.
No, you have it. You mean the Energy Pro and fixed rate?
The new
No.
ones,
Yeah.
No, you
You
cannot.
can't add the 3 new ones to the old
No.
energy
But longevity is the one that is against 5G and is the one that includes all the solfeggio frequencies. So these are all the solfeggio frequencies, and every frequency plays its own
It's
role.
number 8. It's the last one.
For instance, 528 repairs DNA. This frequency. 639 hertz. What does it do? You know. This frequency 639 actually it helps you open yourself, like Madonna said. Today's Madonna said, "Open yourself to me." So we use this 639 on the program number 5, relationships. You see how it works. And someone would say, relationships? What do relationships have to do with frequency? Someone would say. But everything is connected, okay? So, in the relationships, we have the frequency 639, which is known that affects the mood and everything, opens you in a way to develop a better relationship with people around him. So actually, there was, I think I told you this story before, Delia, about the lawyer in the German office. And she was a lady at around 60s, and she had divorced like 20 years ago, and she had been alone for so long, and she didn't want to have anything to do with another person, whatever. And at some point, changed a little her mind. So she bought the devices and started using this program, relationships. After 2 months, she fell in love. And after 1 year, she got married. Okay. Now, it could be that she clicked her mind the other way, okay? Because, okay, frequencies work, but we have to work also.
Yeah.
But we don't know if it was a placebo, let's say, effect, or if it was a real effect. We don't know. But the point is that the lady is happy. The point is that she's using the device, and the point is that she saved the story, which is the most amazing thing they got. So I'm just giving you the ideas how these things work. Okay. Now we have another, for instance, there are protections in some patterns. Okay, Harmon, for instance. What do I, let's go back to this. For instance, 396. This is against fear. So if someone has fear, this frequency helps to relieve from fear and anxiety, for instance. 852 brings out your intuition. You ladies don't need that because you have a lot of intuition, but this is for the men because we don't have a lot of intuition. 963 connects you with your higher self. It's like the crown chakra. For those of you that know about chakra. Okay. 174. This is like a natural pain relief. This is for tissue pain. This is even for not only for physical pain but also for emotional pain. So you see, all these subversive frequencies are very important, and all of them, they're all this. All of them together in program number 8, longevity, and some of them in the different programs, depending on what every program is all about. Okay? So these are the certificates from SGS Munich that prove that our technology is safe and efficient. And this is Tassos Karadonis, our friend, our magician, the professor, who is going to pick up. Okay, Tassos.
Well, what to say? Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
It's a pleasure to hear Vasilis. He said everything. So, what can I say? Since that he said his short story, can you hear me? Are you tired?
No,
No.
interesting.
Good. All right. Me, I'm more technical. So I try not to speak technical terms, but it's okay. You can understand me. Good. If one word is not so clear, please tell me to stop so I can repeat it while I will describe it. Very good. So thank you, Vasilis. You say everything. It saves time for me. But let's say about a new device, BRT, bioresonance therapy. Up to this point, Vasilis was saying about exogenous bioresonance. So do you know the difference of endogenous and exogenous? Anyone?
Internal, external.
Yes. So it's actually a Greek word, yes, in and out. So, little devices, because we are patented to have portable bioresonance devices, these are exogenous. That means I have an oscillation, an external source that is sending frequencies into my body, so the resonance became bioresonance. Right? Endogenous means I'm reading my own frequency. Then I start playing with it. I show you how. And then I return it back to you. These are contactless, and the Janus is with contact. We have to touch, we have to grab the device, the electrodes. So, actually, BRT was developed 20, 30 years ago, before even start having those exogenous devices. So this is the original one, made at the time. But now the electronics and the technology, it's such that we compress everything and we have it small one, portable. Do you have anyone here? No.
Oh,
And anyone of you have this device?
She's got two.
Good.
She's got
You have two?
two of them. Yeah.
I will tell you a little story about this. So yes, now because all the electronics and the microelectronics are so super automatic, no need to measure yourself, no nothing. It's sensing and it's functioning automatically, no more than 20 minutes. So before saying anything about this, I must say my little story. But I also got involved with this new era at the time for me, bioresonance technology and this physical phenomenon of resonance, because myself, I was a heavy smoker, 100 cigarettes a day. I was counting the time by having 7 cigarettes per hour, so no need to have the clock, the watch. I had a terrible lifestyle, drinking, coffees, alcohol, whatever, 2 marriages, and so on. So when I found bioresonance, and after my first, let's say, diagnosis with professional device, finding out that I was having a mini zoo inside me, animals, monsters inside us, we start gradually eradicating them. And I'm in love with this technology. And
You quit smoking also.
and quit smoking. Okay, very good. So, not to say more about me, let's go to see the why, what is behind of the technology. And this BRT, bioresonance therapy, has the principle of operation of the inversion of the signals. And I wanted to make an analogy here. All of you, you are aware about the headsets, earpods, correct? So, some expensive earpods, they are so-called noise cancellation, if you ever heard about it. Especially being that I was a pilot, flying with headsets. Every time you put on the headsets, immediately you don't hear any engine, nothing talking. So it's completely 100% noise cancellation. And how this noise cancellation is working? In physics, if we have 2 signals traveling with the same phase, when they meet, they have bigger amplitude, they are enlarged. When you have 2 waves traveling in opposite phase, when they meet, one neutralizes the other. That's correct? In music, what we do? We have a loudspeaker and another loudspeaker, and if we have a phase shift on one of the loudspeakers and we start in the middle, we hear nothing. Okay? So we took this natural phenomenon of this planet Earth and we put it on the device. We are reading our own frequency. That's right, we're connected and reading our, let's say, disturbance frequency, which is the red one. Our own frequency is not so clear because, as Vasilis says before, we have pathogens inside us that are affecting the normal operating frequency of the trillions of our cells. So yes, they are alive, yes, they are vibrating, but they have also, how I can say that, if we have a not so clear frequency, interferences. So yes, we have the basic frequency, but we have interferences. So what do? We are reading our own frequency with interferences. We are filtering them, amplifying them, clearing the interference, and returning them back to us. And then we receive our own frequencies, clear, filtered, corrected, amplified. And what is happening? By doing this, okay, I don't need to read, you read about it. By doing this, it's like disorganizing. We are destroying the radio communications of the pathogens inside us. They are not able to communicate for a couple of hours. Imagine like that. We destroy their radio signals. And what's happening? Our autoimmune system now is more relaxed to start fighting because the enemy is disorganized inside us. We are not eradicating the pathogens, are still inside us. That's why we developed later on anti-parasitic device that is eradicating with like a hammer or like a machine gun, sending the same frequency until it breaks it down. So here, yes, we have all these inflammations inside us because of the actions of the pathogens. And those inflammations, we are seized with these inflammations. That's why we have the reading from hands and from our food, their food. And of course, we can say more tomorrow about it, that we can have combinations. If somebody doesn't have a leg or arm, how we can do the test as well. So that's tomorrow. But nevertheless, by doing this process of 20 minutes maximum, is like extinguishing the inflammation, even temporarily, for a couple of hours. That's why I say noise cancellation. Here we have inflammation cancellation. Correct? Very good. So this miracle device, I can also say differently. Imagine a lake, so peaceful, calm lake. This is our autoimmune system. And then there is a boat with a motor going through the lake, and you see all these waves coming at the back. Those are the interferences of this silent, calm lake. Imagine now somebody wants to swim behind those waves. Very hard, huh? So this is our autoimmune system now, with rough waters and trying to survive and unable to fight the cause. Okay? So by sending the opposite waves, we are calming down the waves, as we say in physics. Then we neutralize them, and now our autoimmune system is ready to start fighting. This is a whole story. Tomorrow we say more. Any questions? So, inflammation, cancellation. Anything to ask? And this, our pathogens, they stop communicating between them, either by chemical ways or electrical ways or I don't know what. We are disorganizing them. This is the whole story. It's not going, depends of each one of us. The effect of the 20-minute session can calm down the causes for a couple of hours, up to 6-7 hours. I have a friend now from Israel. He was calling us saying, wow, send me more BRTs. Push the company to make them more portable. Portable. Why? Because I have a guy with multiple sclerosis, and now he can wake up without touching here or there and feeling pains, and he can go out of the house and he feels okay, no problem. And he wants to have special insoles with the bronze in his shoes, cables to travel through the trouser, to have a device like a Walkman. You remember the old Walkmans? Huh? And to have some conductive gloves, because we need to have also our hands and electrodes, and cables. And then Yes,
BR,
battery on the other side, stronger battery. To keep him for hours outside of the house, no pain. Very good idea. Yeah. I also met personally another lady in Cyprus. She bought 2 BRTs. Imagine. She was sensitive to EMF. For me, it's still a vague this thing because people they can feel the EMF. I said, okay, no, but I understand. So any electromagnetic field, she enters the room. I don't feel well. No, let's go out. It's not for me, you know. And after a session of 20 minutes, it was nothing happening. Nothing happened. He said, wow, finally I can go somewhere without saying, let's go out. So she bought 2 just like that. Bam, bam. 1 to have in the house and 1 in the car. Because we can run with batteries as well. So yes, I was convinced about that. And of course, all of us, preventative at least, because we don't know what we have. We cannot run every day for a diagnosis. Right? Just as a prevention, we make a BRT session for twice a week. It's good. If somebody has health issues, can do it even twice a day. Very good.
in an acute phase.
In an acute. Yeah.
Can you overtreat yourself?
Can
You overtreat yourself.
overtreat.
Too much, yeah.
But we don't do any treat here. We just leave our autoimmune system to do the job. So we just disorganize the pathogens.
Twice a week is for prevention.
Prevention.
Twice a week.
Yes,
If you have something acute, then you can do it twice in a row.
So let's see. It restores regular and about the mesochemy, the extracellular and intracellular matrix. So you know our cells are not just joined together. We have these matrix that are floating inside. All the toxins are there, everything is there. Then we have the membrane of the cells that allows what to come in and what to go out, etc., etc. So in other words, we are adjusting that. We restore this. Okay, it saves energy and balance the body, whose defense systems get stronger. As I say, autoimmune system now take over. The T cells, our marines, are ready to fight, at least to a target. Otherwise, if we have too many pathogens inside us, they don't know where to shoot first. Okay? We disorganize them and then we know what to do. It limits inflammation, we said, disrupts pathogens, microorganisms, excellent symptomatic treatment in acute phases, diseases. We can quit smoking if we try the charges psychomagic outbursts and charges. So yeah, it's helping. This is what to think. It's helping. So, to go back to the words of Vasilis, and because you are not tired, we're coming back to the subject that we are compress energy and information. We are compressed. If we close our eyes and we think and we put antennas instead of eyes, we can see the frequencies. Our eyes can see the frequencies of the visible light spectrum converted into the brain in pictures. You know better, probably. But imagine a blind guy. So he has his senses, he can feel, he understands. So, being that everything is energy and information compressed, and you mentioned about Schumann's resonance as well, no need to say more about this. Depends on the electrical cavities, etc., in the ionosphere, and so on. And we drive crazy this earth. Company decided to make something like an energetic device. And this device needs no batteries. Imagine that, how I can put it. I have my physical body, and if I remove my jacket and put it on a chair, I said this is my energetic body. Correct? So we have many bodies. But we can see and feel and touch our physical body. With this device, the medallion, I have mine. we encapsulate, encapsulate without batteries, without any external source. We have physical items within that are giving some results. Okay, this is, we call it mentalion, pentalion, how you call it? These are the ones, and we call them the matrix pendants. We can wear up to 2. It's a special design, it's a special plastic with a certain frequency of the plastic, not to be toxic, even if we touch it with the body. So has harmonic frequencies on the materials, even on the string. And what is that doing? Has the physical, not physical, I can put, we develop 5 different ways or approaches to health through these pendants. First of all, using homeopathy remedies. So we have rejuvenating effect. It's homeopathy remedies with their own fruits. Then herbal preparations based on Ayurveda. Okay, so herbs and all this stuff. Again, with their own frequency. When we say frequency, there is an electronic or digital signature of each material. So we know the electronic digital signature of each material and we program the materials, if you want to ask. Then we have inverted homeopathic nosodies. It's like antibodies. We have the frequency of the pathogens, inverted like we explained on BRT. So those inverted electronic signatures are here as well of pathogens. And then we have the digital programs of our Breathe and Up device, as Vasilis explained before, with certain programs running and charging the materials inside. That's why we have variations. We have 12 different variations of pendants because we are using different digitalized signatures, different antibodies, different herbal, different homeopathies. But we are using something common, the holy geometry. We have this common. You're all aware about holy geometry. Okay, I have to study about it. Nevertheless, we have 2 sides.
We have a school in the village.
Really? I want
Sacred geometry.
Who is the teacher? Who is the
A
teacher?
friend of mine.
Ah.
He's not here, but
So if I say something wrong now, excuse me. Right. One side, it's very harmonic with this triangular shape. So it's like a harmonic wave engraved. On the other side, we have the flower of life, you call it?
Yeah.
Okay. But why you call it flower of life? Anyone to give me an explanation?
They look like seeds. The way the plexus.
Okay. I study a bit different. If you go to the Platonic solids, Platonas, ancient Greek, we have single side, double side, triple, 3D, 4D, and so on. And the flower of life, it consists of a circle that minimum you can have extra 7 circles within. That each one starts from the center of the other one. Okay? This is the idea, the power of 7. And then if you have the minimum power of 7, then you can add in the circumference more and more and more, and you make it bigger, 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 bigger. But if you want to shrink it down, we come down to 7. So 7 number is another story. We say holy geometry, also 7 is involved. Okay? Excellent. Anything, questions? No. Inside, if we open, we have a honeycomb with hexagons and pyramids. And pyramid, if it's well aligned, we have it's like a lens, concentration of energy of the 1/3 of the base of the pyramid. So it's everything under consideration, so much detail, and is working. And there is a way to prove it. Can I make an experiment? I have to use my dose. Moment. Okay, I need a hand now. Give me your hand with this. Just open it, huh? Let me stand. A bit away. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. I'm standing again. Stay. Oh. Take it out of your palm. Stop. You can put it back and we try again. See? Put it back. I'm doing nothing. We are in the same room, the same hand, the same temperature, the same pressure, and let's continue. This is a way to test. Thank you. This is a way to test whether my metallion is still functioning. Company says 6 months, because it's just an external device that is adapted with our body. So I cannot lend it to anybody to use it. From the moment we open it from the sealed aluminum case and we remove it out and put it on our body, then has an ID with me. I can put it. Huh?
Yes.
So it's functioning for me, but not for you. You must buy a new one to open it and use it only for you. So let's say go for 6 months, and we can use it up to 4 to 6 hours per day or night. If it's night time, we must find a bandage or something to make sure that it's touching our body. Okay, not to be hung like that.
Yes.
And then by using it 6 days a day, 6 hours a day, goes for 6 months. It's great. And now another small detail. If I have the flower of life on touching my skin, this is for chronic, I can say, health issues that I have. If I have acute health issues, then it's better to use the other way around. So they even here we have this detail. They try, they don't do anything without any R&D, research and development. This one was studied since 1994 until the ingredients appear and minimalize them and make them smaller and smaller and smaller and find the proper things. Since 1994, they tried to do this, even before the devices. Then electronics came, this evolution, we made everything electronics, but we have the physical one. That's why we have to say, think, close the eyes and see frequencies. My Down syndrome immediately responded. Very good, thank you. And here we are, we have 12. Then you don't know the last 2. Oh. Brand new. We just saw them a week ago, not even a week, in Munich, in Germany. Nevertheless, as I say, everyone is fine-tuned for a reason. It's not like the digital device that we select programs and we have all this digital library. Because here we are talking about materials, crystals, homeopathy. That's why our fine-tuned per situation, and most probably more are coming. We have male health, coronavirus, general virus shift. This is for fatty liver. This is for detoxification, women's health, kidneys, heart, stomach, and joints. These are the 2 new. This is anti-stress and skin.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's take, for example, Detox V. This is a great seller. I don't know how many we sell of this. Detox V. Because we are a wellness company and we don't say medical. We have to be careful what we say. V stands for vaccine. Aha. Anyone is vaccinated here? We cannot sell it. Yes, we can sell it because it's also for poisoning. It's also for poisoning. Huh? Not just for vaccine, but any kind of vaccine. Okay? Okay. So yes, this is a great detox. Even if you eat something and you have disturbances and you think that you're getting poison, immediately this. Although we have the programs. If something happens for long, for more than 6 months, no need to buy another one and another one. Go to a device directly because we have detoxification programs on the devices. Okay. So yes, this is a great one of our best sellers. And of course, coronavirus prevention, or how we call after corona, long COVID. Okay. So it's like a sheet. 20 coronavirus. So viruses are based on the corona shape. Okay. Not just the known coronavirus, COVID-19, but any coronavirus. So it's a shield. It's good to wear it for prevention. When we start to have flu or grippe or something, immediately. And of course, eliminate toxins as well. Anti-inflammatory. We wear it 6 hours. Perfect. We have an extra shield. Of course, the male. 1, 2, 3, 4. Male here. After the age of 40. Not you. You are younger.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm over.
For prevention. For prevention. Okay. Support normal function. Okay. Urinary system. Okay. And of course goes to libido and enhanced sexual activity and so on and so on. Okay. So it's for health, not to think something else. And of course, we have the same for women, especially when the menopause disturbances, the cycle disturbances, all this stuff. Okay, so it's helping. It's helping. And of course, after a certain age, it's good to start having prevention. Very good. Yeah, just pick some. Liver. Healthy liver. Anybody drinks alcohol here? Beer? Too many pubs around. I love you. Too many pubs. One thing is good. Beer is good, huh? Or no?
Depends what brand.
I don't think any.
Depends on the brand.
None of them. Not any alcohol is good.
Years ago, they used to pay the salary by giving beer. Because it was considered as food. Nevertheless, but we're creating fatty liver. And here I believe too many pubs. Here in England, 60% or something have fatty livers and run to special liver clinic detoxification, etc.
Liver clinics.
Huh? Yeah, something like this. So yes, now thinking about this, I'm drinking a lot of beers, so I have to start using this too. Very nice program. Effect improves the liver bile duct function. So it's like a plumber, how can I say? You know, our okay, it's cleaning. Methods of treatment of fatty liver and addition to the prevention of gallstones. Yes. So in other words, we are preventing our gallbladder not to have stones. This studies shows this as well. Perfect. And all those 12 different varieties, we have them as programs on the devices. And the new one, Stop Stress. Here we have a story, fresh story. When we've been in Munich, we have, because it came brand new, we put them on a lottery. And one of the partners, like university here, got the Stop Stress. The following day, coming to the breakfast or to the meeting, he says, wow, so many months, I couldn't sleep. You know, people, you go to bed, you wake up, then you go back to bed again, etc., etc. This time, immediately after I wear it, I close my eyes, I forgot. It's like I travel, I don't know where, and I wake up in the morning wondering what's happening. Stop stress. So imagine what frequencies he was operating and what other frequencies now get involved. Just wearing this. Of course, healthy joints with these humid weathers, crack here, crack there. We need a massage, healthy joints, very helpful. So it's a matter of reading the books. There are flyers there. That's it. We have the webpage that explains everything. And we are here to answer questions anytime somebody calls. Of course, Delia, thank you very much for inviting us to see our accent, to hear us talking differently, but it's okay. Yeah? Very good. And let's go to something else. It's a missing slide here. Okay. Who knows what is combi? Combi? Combi now. Everything what we say, everything. Anti-parasite AP device. Written device that is giving frequencies of the body. Up is giving the frequencies of the enemies. And all together, combined, we created a new device. We call it combi, from combination device, which is also
all in one.
All in one. All in one. It doesn't make coffee. It's all in one. So this combination device, probably the picture is family. Anyhow, this combination device is consisting of all these devices, and here it is. So it's like a bit smaller of the laptop. It's transportable. It's not portable. So we can move it, yes, but then we need a power source to activate it. Okay, and this one has stronger antennas. So we have a device up anti-parasitic with huge antenna, a device written that is supporting the body's frequencies with also extremely big antenna, and device quant. Do you ever hear about our Cosmon device? Yeah, you know about it? Yeah, you heard about this? Okay. Well, our Cosmon device is a big written device, that means the frequencies of the body, but is using also quantum lights. So we have a small device with LEDs that's sending polarized light. So we have frequency per light, plus another 3 infrared in the middle light emitting diodes. And this, the combination of an antenna sending exogenous, and at the same time the quantum lights using them on certain parts of our face, then we have the double effect in the half hour, in the half time. What I mean, in our face, on our face, is the reflection of some organs through our meridians. Likewise, we have them for reflexology. Likewise, here we have our organs on the face. Probably you know better. Okay, kidneys, stomach. Here is genetical, heart, etc. So we are using the quantum lights with certain movements and speeds, the way the instruction says. At the same time, we have the antenna, and we have the final results and what they find out. When we are using this on the face, we are straightening the wrinkles. Why? It's an explanation. Elastin and collagen, they start multiplying because now the microcirculation, the capillaries, are having more oxygen and are more elastic, and oxygen and blood travels to the last part of our skin, I can say. With a 20-minute session using the quantum, you can see we always do a demo. Somebody, while we do the presentation, somebody is isolating a person and is using the half of the face, and then take the mirror and see the difference. Aha, my half face is different from the other half.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but we don't do this for cosmetic reasons. because the antenna is working to the organs that reflect on the face and that we push also from the face the therapeutic effect. And now we have this quantum also on combi, which is wireless. So freely we can move it. It communicates wireless with the device. And what else we have? We have electrotherapy. Any one of you using acupuncture? Electroacupuncture? Shujok or any of these things? No. But you are aware about the meridians and the effect. We're stimulating. So the chi, the energy. Okay? So here, this electrotherapy divided in two. We have the step and the ramping. And they are operating in combination with rhythm because it has to do with the frequencies of the body. We cannot eradicate pathogens with electrotherapy. Okay? It's just stimulating the cells of our body. So we have rhythm in combination with quantum and rhythm in combination with high voltage steps and high voltage ramping. And we can explain a bit more. Or I see, if we don't have the slide, I will explain it a bit more. It's like a swing. We have these big antennas, as we said before, here are these two big antennas, that they can transmit now without having the device touching us or to be nearby us. Because we forgot to say that these little devices must be between 15 to 20 centimeters from the body. That's why we put them inside or into a pocket. But this one, we can put the antenna somewhere there and in the diameter of 3 meters. So we have a radius of 1.5 meters all around the antenna, sending the therapeutic frequencies.
We can have the therapy as a group.
Yes, so if, like we're sitting here now, if I put the antenna here, facing you, in 1.5 meters, everybody who's sitting receives the frequencies. And this is why they make them also for animals. Okay? But anyhow, we accept the antenna. To be able to have the electricity, the electrotherapy, we must touch the electrodes. And we must adjust the intensity to the point that is comfortable for somebody, not to make electroshock. Okay? And we do 2 different HV steps mean every time the frequency change of the program we are selecting or rhythm from lower frequency to higher frequency, then every time we have a step of a frequency, we have also changed the stage of the frequency of the electrotherapy. So step by step, it's going higher, higher, up to 1000 Hertz. But ramping now is like a swing. We start from a certain frequency, we say, up to another frequency, we say, between 0.1 Hertz and 100 Hertz, and then it's swinging back and forth with the speed we decide. So doctors and the automatic program, of course, they are preset with pre-decided speed. So it's going like this. So it's like a brush going through all the frequencies of that health issue we have, and then coming back, and then going again. It's like a swing, and we call it ramping. Excellent. Okay. The antennas are all, I think you are aware what is an antenna. Is transmitting electromagnetic field. And to be able to transmit something, you have to raise the frequency. And the higher the frequency, the smaller the antenna. That's why on 5Gs and I don't know 6G what is coming, and 7G what is coming, antennas are invisible. Very small. But they have short, how to call?
Wavelength.
Not wavelength, distance to go. Fiber words. Anyhow, that's why they have to plant small antennas in every building. So if you start seeing this, That means it's 5G plus. Otherwise, the radio waves is one antenna miles away and cover all the towns because it's low frequency, higher antennas. Okay? So we are using carrier frequencies that are passing through our body without doing any side effect. Okay? This is the idea, because now we are always saying bad frequencies, but we are using frequencies. So we load the low frequencies on a carrier frequency that is higher and we transmit it. And our antennas are specially designed to send it 3D, almost 3D. Okay? Standing here and I'm covering everybody. No need to say more technical. Okay? Let's proceed. That's why we have our animals and our pets in a stable, and we use an antenna somewhere. They cannot kick it or grab it, and we are sending healing frequencies to the animals, horses, dogs, those animals too, cats. Okay, and everything is working. And we have cables from antenna to the device. You saw the device, it's here. We are using cables because we don't want to lose the amplitude of the transmission. Because if we start using batteries with it, then we need to charge them and they drop down the amplitude, etc., etc. So it's better with cables. So let's say a few things. I'm ready. You are ready to go, I believe. It's a quick comparison. No need to go through the numbers, but we have to go through to analyze the frequency, the pulse that the antenna is giving on the reading device. It's like a push, and then stop. We call them damp waves. We start with high amplitude, and then slowly down. It's like a soft touch. And then this way we help our body to accept the frequency that was originally designed to operate. And on our older devices in millivolts was 530, then on the base devices, I think you know what are the base devices, Divya? Our bigger previous models. We have higher, this is the professional device. This is now the portable device. And then this is the mini devices. Mini you everybody have, like this. And now with Combi, we are almost triple the antenna transmission. Triple. It's a down sine wave from 0.1 to 1000 hertz. So this is here are the 10 kilohertz carrier and the dump wave of that. On up, we have the square. Actually, it's an interrupted carrier frequency. It's like having a hose of water. You know, the water comes with pressure out of the hose, and then we have somebody to stop like this. So the water goes like that. And this is the way we manage to modulate the low frequency to the high frequency, to start hitting like a hammer, the microorganism. And again, base up, it was those values of millivolts. On many devices were higher, and on Combi, again, triple. That's why stronger. And of course, the electrotherapy is also have this ramping and stepping, what I was saying, with a positive or negative unipolar pulses. So this is for, if you want to make therapy for chronic, I can say disease. And then we have unipolar, means positive and negative, but inverted as well for acute cases. So this, the physiotherapists, they know more about this. Has to do with muscles externally or internal organs. And you can feel this electricity. And it's boosting, okay? And the antenna as well. And somebody used a quantum, then we have miracles. Excellent. No need to say more. We have the plates, we have the cylinders, we catch the cylinders and the plates with bare foot and bare hands, and we can start feeling the effect of the electrotherapy. We don't say electroacupuncture, but if you say by mistake, no problem, because all the meridians are also have the ending points, the starting points on the fingers. So it's like sending simultaneously to all the meridians the information. Okay? Like that. So this is the mechanism of electrotherapeutic effect, either step or rubbing. And of course, the same thing goes to the horses and the cats and the dogs, but only with antennas. Only with antennas, from distance. And for instance, if we go for dogs on the app device, I believe, yes, we have all these programs of for the well-known causes that animals can have. Okay? And we can use preventative as well. No need to visit the veterinarian. How do you call that? The vet. Okay? Good. The same for cats. These are black dogs, very expensive cats. 1,000 plus each. Somebody knows about it. So it's good to have a combi to support those. Excellent. All the programs for this for the cats and fewer programs for horses. And we thank you to have the patience to listen to us. And of course, we have the patience to listen to questions. No? If you have any. Please. No questions?
Can you
So nothing puzzle? Or everything goes
one
through?
question?
Please.
How does the amplitude
Yes?
of the combi compare with the BRT?
BRT is not sending frequencies. BRT is reading my own frequency.
Yeah.
Filter, amplitude, clean, and return back. So it has nothing to do with exogenous.
Is it not sending the inverse to you then?
No, BRT only sends the inverse.
Yes, what I mean, the BRT sends the inverse.
Yes, the BRT is not using carrier frequency to be able to transmit electromagnetically. That's why it's reading my body frequency from 0.1 Hz up to 100
We are
Hz.
using filters.
It's filtering and it's giving back my own frequency without antenna. It's reading it with a cable, it's cleaning it, and returning back with the same cable. And we call it noise cancellation, inflammation cancellation. So it's our body frequency. If it's reading 7 Hz from me, it's returning 7 Hz to me, but not kilohertz and megahertz. No antennas. You're welcome, John. Question?
Yeah, I have a question.
Please.
Because you two are telling that you continuously need to use the devices. Do they heal for good? I mean, if